And now it's time for the Doomsday Journal.
The world is ending. I don't even care. What is the craziest shit you've seen? That is our topic tonight. We're going to discuss drug addiction and the crazy experiences in the state of California. Speaking of drug addicts, we have Brisket coming to us live as our first caller. Let's get him on the air.
Let's get him on the air. The man known simply as Brisket. He's got some astonishing, eye-opening accounts of the 831 he is going to share with us. Mind-blowing shit. Real shit. Let's get him
Real
on the
shit,
horn.
Folks.
He may be in a drug-induced coma as we speak. A needle in his arm, drool on his mouth. He may indeed be passed out.
Please leave your message for 40840.
I guess
Thank God
Brisket's
I've
in a
got
drug
caller.
induced coma.
Thank God I've got caller number 2. And now to caller number 2. Brisket must be in a drug-induced coma,
He's
passed
probably
out,
3 sheets to the wind by now.
swimming in his own urine. We're going to call Lintball.
Lint ball.
This is people.
Hi, this is Lauren Lindahl. Leave me a message.
Moving on to caller 3.
Moving on to caller 3.
We will get somebody on the horn. It might be a sucker-free Sunday. Now this is an East Bay rapper who has seen some crazy shit. His tales are astonishing.
Thanks for calling. Leave a message.
Damn. That is strike 3. Well, Dinglefoot will answer. That's the infamous Tim Klaus, dresses like a preteen Swedish boy.
Tim Klaus.
Tim Klaus. He will have astonishing tales. We got one more after him just in case. And that's Dinglefoot. In my phone is Dinglefoot. Let's see if he answers.
How's he going to be addressed? Dinglefoot or Tim Klaus?
Tim Klaus. Tim Klaus, yes.
Okay, what's going on?
Mr. Klaus, you're live on the air.
All right.
Hey, we're calling. We just wanted to get your intel on what is the craziest shit you've seen in the state of California.
Well, the increase of laws that restrict you, let's say, well, especially in Santa Cruz County, the building restrictions, telling you what you can and cannot do with your property.
These bureaucrats got to stop.
That's exactly right.
Diabolical.
We got to all get together and stop this.
Yes, it'd be nice to vote them out of office. However, what is happening is a number of people are leaving the state, going to more what we call conservative states, but conservative in this case also means, oddly enough, conservative does not necessarily mean more restrictive. Conservative means more independence.
Exactly. Right to own guns, right to, less regulation.
Chain a woman to a wall.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that is what is happening, and California's population is stalling, which means that we lost a representative seat,
Yep.
and I think Texas has gained one. So California has always been growing in population. Maybe it is going to be stabilizing now.
Yes. And isn't that a good thing for the country? Because with more seats in conservative states, the country will lean more towards conservative policies.
That is correct. So it sounds very un-Californian to say it, but yes, if California diminishes in power, would actually help us overall, because we are not completely independent of the rest of the United States. There are some things that are controlled by state, but there are also things controlled by the federal. So if California has less input, because it is a very liberal state, less liberal democratic state, if it becomes less powerful, then for those of us that are conservative, that's actually better.
Yes, and it's important to note that even though it helps the rest of the country, California will still remain in its policies because the governor has pretty much absolute power when it comes to his state.
Now this is Governor Haircut.
Yes.
American
that is
Psycho,
correct.
Gavin Newsom.
That's correct, yes.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, some people do call him that.
I didn't vote for this man.
He looks like American Psycho people. Have you seen this? They all look like soul-sucked ghouls.
The succubus has destroyed him. Tim Klaus, before we let you go, who is
Yes.
the ugliest woman at the Home Depot currently employed at the SoCal store?
Oh boy, I much more enjoyed saying who is the prettiest, ugliest. You're talking about ugly in the sense of outside or ugly in the inside?
Inside or out?
You pick.
Oh boy. I'm afraid of stating. I wouldn't mind talking to you privately about something that has happened, but I don't want to say that over the air.
Well, that's fair enough.
Tim Klaus, Godspeed. Thank you for being our guest, and we'll have you as a repeat guest in the near future.
Anytime, Mr. Klaus.
Okay, yes. All right, good.
Now to caller number 2.
Yep.
Caller number 2, you are on the air.
Oh, shit!
How you doing, Miss Limbaugh?
Pretty good. I was just talking with 2 of my boys on party
Wow,
line.
2 boyfriends. Nice.
I just said that. I said multiple.
Bite the syphilis.
So my question to you, Miss Limbaugh, is what is the craziest shit you've seen in the 209? I mean, in California in general.
Oh, what's the craziest shit I've seen? Probably a squirrel and a raccoon fucking on the side of the road
Wow.
on, like, Laurel Street.
Really? How does that work?
Don't ask me, ask them, man.
So who was the dominant? Who was the dominant and who was the submissive?
It might surprise you. The squirrel was the top.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. A little tiny squirrel ramming the raccoon.
Little dinky-ass fucking squirrel
Was he-
mounting a fucking bitch-ass raccoon.
Was his hips going like hyper speed as he was fucking the raccoon?
Kind of like how you maybe think, like, little rabbits fuck. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly what I was thinking.
It was kind of like that, but it was like, but then he went in for the slow grind, like the genuine, like, pony grind.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I was like, wow, you really know how to mix it up, homie.
I've seen some crazy shit in my time, but I've never have I seen a squirrel fuck a raccoon.
Spread the love, not the disease.
Yeah, I think probably most people have not been able to witness this type of blessed situation. But, you know, there I was, just fucking on my motorized scooter, just fucking tooting down the fucking road. And then...
If you were able to catch footage of that, I'm sure National Geographic would have paid a pretty penny to catch that on film.
Or hustle.
Yeah, well, you know, my little hover round got me to hover around there a little bit longer.
That's great. That is definitely an experience.
Yes, it is not one to be denied or ignored. Yes, I feel blessed and thrilled to have been a part of it. Like, even though I was just kind of a voyeur, I suppose. But, yeah, kind of a creeper, really. It's like, I tried to bust out my phone, but it didn't have enough batteries, so I wasn't able to get it on film.
You want to give a shout out to anybody?
It's locked up in my mind forever.
I'm sure the rest of the viewers enjoyed that story. Is there any shout outs that you would like to give out before we...
I'd love to give a fucking fat-ass shout-out to all my lost and fallen homies. My mother, Sylvia, my dad, Kevin, and my grandma, Fern, and my best old crusty biker buddy, Richard Quigley.
Richard Quigley.
He's actually semi-famous. He was fighting the helmet laws.
Wow, really?
He was the last one to fight the helmet laws, and he was
Yeah,
a ride or die.
everybody fucking
Iconic.
dropped the fucking biscuit after he fucking died.
Yep.
They were like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna do it, and then everybody just totally choned out on it, and they're
Now,
like
did
too scared to ride around without helmets and shit. It's like, well, guess what, bitches? There is no fucking helmet law in California.
It's true.
So
Now, do you think
y'all
that
are just like riding in fear.
Now, you think the powers that be took him out because he was fighting the law?
Well, I think it was probably like 70 years of smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That'll do it.
I don't think anybody killed him. I think he killed himself. Innocent.
Well, it was nice having you on the air. We'd like to have you on again sometime on another segment here on the Doomsday Journal.
Bitch back sometime, you know. I'm sitting here just twiddling my bean. So,
Send us out with a song.
Oh shit! Okay.
Sing for
All alone at the end of the evening, when the bright lights have faded to blue, I was thinking about a woman who might have loved me, but it wasn't you. There you go.
We'll talk again soon.
Thank you for calling the Doomsday Journal.
Yes, yes. My anus is bleeding. He was still on the phone. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Ready for another caller?
I'm ready for another caller. Bring
These
him on.
callers, we've got some good callers. We had a couple that didn't answer. I won't lie. One was probably passed out from drug addiction. The other one's probably rapping as we speak. But let's do this. Let's get somebody else on the air. We've got a line of people that want to be part of the Doomsday Journal experience because we are keeping it real. There's no bullshit here. No bologna sandwich. This
After this
is...
caller, we'll be going to the next segment where I, Michael Castro, will tell you my astonishing experience with the homeless and drug addiction here in the 209 Trace, California.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes dead air. We're almost there. We're calling our next caller right now, and that is Aaron Reichart. This guy has seen some crazy, crazy fucking shit. And the phone is ringing now. Yeah, nobody likes dead air. But it happens. People, our job is to keep it real. This is not a scripted show. This is the live events happening in a real world that is falling to pieces, that has gone to shit. The warranty has expired. Half the country has sold its
We are
soul.
living in the doomsday.
Harsh ghetto times have found us.
Christ will be returning soon.
I think he's already here working at 7-Eleven.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Aaron Reichart must be pounding some poon. He did not answer, but he has some good views for us. But the good news is we got one more lined up. But first, I want to hear Mike's story.
Yeah, so the other night, I went to the liquor store. It's becoming very hard to go to a liquor store or any store without encountering some sort of homeless individual or drugged out individual. And I was going to 7-Eleven, and I ran into, there was two African-American gentlemen outside, one white lady. You know, they were looking at me. I went into the 7-Eleven. They didn't have what I wanted. They only had one. I wanted two, so I decided I was going to leave that 7-Eleven, go to the next 7-Eleven. So, got in my car, went to the next 7-Eleven. They didn't have any of what I wanted. So I went back to get that one item. Well, upon getting back, one guy approached me. I could barely get out of my car. Approached me, foam at his mouth. He had foam at the corner of his lips. No lie, people. Looking like a rabid dog. Come to me. I said, what? He said, do you have any money? I said, no, sir, I only have my EBD card, but I'd be happy to buy you something. Yeah, can I get some food? He jumps in my face, and I'm like, sure, what do you want? He comes in with me. He grabs a cup from the fountain drinks, knocking 6 cups down, stuff falling all over the place, making a mess. He gets his soda, and by the time he had his soda, the Indian gentleman behind the counter was already fed up. Get out of my store. Get out of my store. So he's yelling at the store. I'm like, hey, I got the drink for this guy. He's like, it's okay. He let the guy have a free drink, so I didn't even end up buying him the drink. Walks out. I pay for my stuff. I go home. So the next night, I went to stop by Mike's house here, and I think I remember telling you what happened right before I came. I stopped at Sunset Liquors on Parker and Grant Line Road, right next to Rusty's Bar and Grill. And same gentleman, foam at the mouth, came running up to my car as I came out, scared the living shit out of me. I reached into my center console, grabbed my little crowbar out, and I told him, back the fuck up, right now. And he said, whoa, man, I didn't mean to, I just wanted to know if you had a quarter. No, I don't have a quarter. Back the fuck up.
The danger is real.
You need to give people personal space, brother. Don't you ever run up on me again, or I'll smack the living shit out of you. I'll go on your way. He left, went back across the street to the skate park, where, by the way, have you seen that place lately?
It is fucked.
It is fucked. Tents everywhere. Can't even take your kids to the park because they'll step on a needle. It's disgusting.
Filthified. Destroyed by scumbags that have no soul.
But yeah, I mean, it's just getting crazy out there, folks. So I suggest you stay armed, stay protected, be aware of your surroundings, park close to the entrance and exits.
Now, the fear is real, but danger is an option. Well, we got in
Probably high
4
as fuck.
callers so far. He might be high on the methamphetamines, a distinct possibility. Perhaps not really in the shower, doing God knows what to himself.
Power off.
Let me tell you about the craziest stuff I have seen in the 209. If I may,
Yeah.
I had a psychopathic neighbor, who shall remain nameless, try to kill me and my family
Wow.
on a bright, sunny day, much like today,
Wow.
armed with nothing but incompetence. I was moving my car. He appeared out of nowhere. This Middle Eastern man, probably in his 60s, looking like Osama bin Laden.
Wow.
I looked over my shoulder and I saw him right outside my car door, which I locked. And he did that Karate Kid thing on one foot,
The crane.
the crane. And he said, "There's a graveyard back there. I'm going to kill you and your family." I called the Tracy police, and it took him over 2 hours to get to my residence to make a report against this man who could not be evicted, who stayed in the apartment 3 doors down for 6 months, terrorizing myself and my family.
Wow.
Now, you can't invent this type of stuff.
No, you can't.
But he was a scary individual. The SWAT team had to show up. He waved a knife at some children across the street, and they finally took this man down and evicted him. Was he building bombs? I don't know. But he was a dangerous individual, a victim of society. Now, we can look the other way and say he is grossly incompetent, he is differently abled, we shouldn't worry about this man, but he is a danger. He is the tip of the spear. And this is why the world is falling apart.
Yes.
This is why the world has gone to shit. Because liberals want to shelter and coddle these individuals with mental impairments that are dangerous to themselves and the people around them.
They all should be locked up in a criminally insane facility.
So, on that point, it was Bill Clinton who closed these facilities, like Pascadero, mental hospitals.
Yes.
We didn't have the state funding. These people were giving bus tickets and sent to places like San Francisco and Santa Cruz.
Which is bullshit. It's all part of the 30-year plan.
Oh, definitely. So we have people that are dangerously differently abled, mentally impaired, criminally insane. Those are the homeless in California.
My daughter's school was right next to this park we were talking about earlier. And she had a rabid homeless man try to jump the fence into her own school playground.
Chomophiles, rapists, career criminals, cigarettes, murders, caffeine, and
They're
alcohol.
killing people unprovoked.
Dangerous individuals.
This is why it's important. Stay armed. Stay vigilant. Stay aware.
This shit scares me more than anything. Because here's the problem with somebody that has nothing to lose. Is they have nothing to lose. They don't fear jail. They don't fear being killed by a police officer.
Jail's a roof over their head.
And
3
meals.
square meals.
Yep. A hot meal and a cot.
3 hots and a cot.
You got it. They're living the dream. The homeless make money that is tax-free, non-taxable income.
And
They're
not only that, they have organizations where they take shifts on street
Oh
corners.
yeah, the sickness is deep. Let me tell you.
And back to your point on your
The Bluetooth device is
disabled
ready to pair.
ex-neighbor. He sounds like he was part of the refugees. We're bringing in all these people, countless numbers of these people into our country because they don't feel safe in their country. But most of these people are shell-shocked, folks. They are fucked up already because of all the fucked up shit going on in their country. War-torn areas of their country. These people have bad PTSD. And they just want to kill. They want to blow shit up, and they want to kill.
Well, watch the way they drive. Traffic laws in their state and their country are just suggestions. Civil disobedience is very real with these people. I mean, this is mind-boggling that these people get in our country in the first place. There's no filter. There's no screen.
Well, look at the border.
Please leave your message.
Look at the border. Ain't just Mexicans coming over. You have Middle Eastern, Africans, and they just caught 2 Chinese nationals.
Not to mention Hawaiian scumbags. Very dangerous people are out there, and it freaks me out because I have 2 kids.
I have 5.
And Mike, the other Mike, has 5. And we are family men looking out for our families, making sure that our wives are not murdered and raped, making sure our children are not chommified and molestified by these career criminals creeping into our country from places unknown. From pockets of the world that don't see light. Who believe in odd gods.
That is why you must go on to Ventura Munitions. Very cheap ammunition, folks. Don't let it pass you by. Ammo selling out like crazy. They'll deliver right to your home in California. Again, that is Ventura Munitions.
I mean, this shit does really freak me out when I think about the state this country is in, let alone California is in, and remembering how nice and clean parts of California were 20 years ago that are now slums and ghettos. I'll tell you, Capitola, 41st Avenue, had the cleanest McDonald's in the county, and now that place smells like a urinal and a bus stop.
With needles in the seats.
Needles in the seats, needles in the sand.
You can't even
Everything's
sit down and eat.
gone to shit, and that's why people are leaving California. As our caller earlier mentioned, Tim Klaus, that California is going to become a ghost town. I give it 20 years. It's going to be a shithole
Major
desert.
changes aren't made in this state. A lot of people are going to leave. I've considered it myself. Got to go somewhere like Utah or Montana, where there's a lot of land.
Get away from the calamity. It's so dangerous here.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing you've seen in the 209?
Crazy thing I've seen in the 209. Wow. Probably like bouncing. I was doing a bouncing gig at the Manteca Bowling Alley. They have a bar called Rookies Bar and Grill. While working at Rookies, I was doing a perimeter check around the building. And upon going behind the building, I saw a crazy homeless tweaker, folks. And you know what a tweaker is. I don't think I need to elaborate.
Oh, yeah.
This guy had his pants down. He was all cross-eyed like a zombie, biting his lip, and whacking his pud to the stucco on
Pulling
the
the
wall.
pug.
Pulling the pud to the stucco on the wall. And he had scabs on his dick. He was bleeding. He'd been jerking so long.
Yeah, hello?
You're live on the radio, my friend.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I've
Now-
got a bad cold here.
This is Tony, who works in security, much like Mike, our show host.
Oh, yes.
And Tony's got some astonishing tales. What is the craziest shit you've ever seen in California?
A dog running across the street.
That's the craziest thing you've seen?
Yeah.
And what did this dog look like?
A half wolf and half cat.
Wow. Half cat.
Yeah.
And where did it come from?
A cat wolf. A cat wolf dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where did it come from?
And where did it come from? Out of the ground.
Out of the ground, like the sewer?
Yeah.
Folks, you hear this? There are cat wolves in our sewers.
Dear God. No, but Tony here works in security, and I'm sure you've seen some crazy shit. We're not going to drop where you work or who you've seen or where you are, but have you experienced some crazy shit in security? Stuff that made you go,
Like-
maybe I'm in the wrong profession.
Homelessness, drug addiction, anything.
I used to work at Oak Ridge Mall at one time, and I've seen a guy with, it was a fight, and then my partner said, he whispered to me, he said, look, there's a guy standing right next to us with a knife sticking out of his back, and the guy was talking to us like he didn't even know he had a knife sticking out of his back.
Wow.
High on PCP.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Probably.
Some people,
Yeah.
man, they're either really hopped up or they have a really high pain threshold.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
adrenaline, you don't even know you've been shot or stabbed until 30 minutes later.
That's me on a Friday night.
Man.
Is there any shout outs you'd like to give out to anyone before we end this call?
Just a shout out to my buddy of mine, Kenny Thomas.
Kenny Thomas.
Yeah, Kenny Thomas. Yeah, I guess you guys all know him, don't you? No? Maybe? Yeah.
I don't know him, but maybe Mike knows who
He's
he is.
a musician in a band.
Yeah, he is. And he also, he's also board op at a certain station there in
Oh,
Century.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is on the KSCO, Flight
Yeah.
1080. That's FM AM with the illustrious Dave Michaels, one of the gods of radio.
I do know Dave Michaels.
Yeah, Dave Michaels is a good man.
Yeah, exactly. So what station am I on now?
Well, this is our podcast, which is called
The Doomsday Journal.
The Doomsday Journal.
Oh, wow. So we're going to have like a doomsday here?
We're living through the end times.
We're living through the Doomsday.
The earth is going to crumble, and there will be no more earth.
The roof is on fire.
Yeah. the
Yeah,
roof is
I don't think the global warming is going to happen. A big asteroid's going to hit us and take us all out.
Or the neutron bomb.
So there's a girl down the street here. She's like, 29 or going on 30. Anyways, she hasn't had her COVID shot.
Wow.
Any of the COVID shots yet. And she works down at a certain store. I don't know if I can mention
I'm also
the name.
unvaccinated.
Yeah. Anyways, she claims that people are after her. She claims that people are, spying on her, listening to her through the walls, and she's seen things. And I'll give you her number. Maybe you guys can give her a jingle.
Yes.
Or maybe she can Maybe you guys can text me you guys' number that she can call you guys sometime. And
Sure.
yeah. And
He's
then
high
she
on the
can-
PCP.
That sounds like
She can-
methamphetamines, actually. Or spiritual.
Illicit drugs.
And then she can maybe she's on drugs. Who knows?
Or maybe she's being plagued by demons.
Exactly.
Maybe all the
I
above.
don't know.
Some type of psychopathic hybrid.
Yeah.
Living off cat
Exactly.
food and hot dog water. Or people.
Or sewage water. Yeah.
Dear God. All right, Mr. Tony. We will talk to you soon.
God bless. Stay
Godspeed.
safe.
All right. You too.
All right.
Well, that was a good caller.
That was a good caller. We've had a lot of good callers, even though we've had some hits and misses for the misses. People that are passed out from drug addictions or, eating too much ribeye. I don't
Too
know.
much ribeye.
Maybe a little bit of both. God willing, right?
Yes.
They're living the dream. The people
Yes,
that
yes.
are passed out from ribeyes are living the dream. The ones that are passed out on the streets from, addictions, totally different world. But more or less,
They
all
don't
the
even want
same.
food, bro. They are living their own dream because their dream is only the next sack.
That's very true.
Their next sack. That's the only aspiration they have in life.
Right? The next fix.
They'll go look for cans. That's the only work they'll ever do is look for cans to trade in to get another sack, people.
There's a little place in Tracy called Pescadero Park.
That's the park we were talking about earlier, folks.
That is, and it's just
It is a tent city.
hell on earth. Words can't describe the terror I feel when I walk by it.
A white girl was leaving Rusty's Bar and Grill where she was confronted by 4 black individuals
Crimes against Caucasians.
where they pulled her pants down and began to try to rape her.
Dear Lord.
And
Push in the bush.
these 3 Mexican individuals were outside smoking a cigarette, ran over there and saved this young white woman.
Cover off.
So that's what we need more of, people.
We do.
We can't just stand by and be bystanders and let these crimes take place in front of our eyes. They won't stop until we stand up and do something.
This is very true. The world is small and it's getting corrupt.
So while you're out in that parking lot getting your groceries, make sure you keep an eye out on the soccer mom getting her kids in the car. Make sure you're watching out for your fellow neighbors. These are dangerous times, people. Harsh ghetto times.
The end is upon us.
The end is upon us.
There's something in the water. It's destroying us.
It could be linked to COVID-19. I don't know. But there's definitely a conspiracy going on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The blind are leading the blind in a rust-colored sea of discontent and civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience.
Right.
And we're going to have to cut the break. But we'll be back with maybe two more callers.
Possibly, maybe Fatty Eddie, if he answers his phone, which
Fatty
is
Eddie.
ringing. Let's see what happens. Ring, ring, Eddie, before we go to break. He's got some astonishing tales. Never a dull moment with Fatty Eddie, the true fat one. The glorious musician. He was a member of Zig, had a solo career as Fatty Eddie. Is working on a new album. Fatty Eddie.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome
You
to
are
the Doomsday Journal.
live on the air.
What?
You are live on the air.
This is the Doomsday Journal.
I'm about to die. I got 4%, baby.
The Doomsday Journal. Real quick, the craziest shit you've seen in the last 2 years.
The craziest shit I've seen I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I seen a man butt naked pass out in the mission several times. Same guy.
Holy shit.
I seen the whole world going to shit. I seen a chupacabra up here about a month ago.
Chupacabra.
And, yeah, I almost got eaten by one.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
And what did that look
Seriously, I'm not
like?
kidding. A chupacabra, I couldn't see him that good because it was dark, but it was kind of like a wombat, and he came running up to me, making a screaming noise, growling with his teeth, and I was jumping into the bushes.
Oh, shit. That is astonishing and eye-opening.
Now, I know you only have 4% left on your phone.
Vomit on the bus.
Any
What?
shout-outs before we lose you?
Oh, dude, I got a shout out to my man Chris Kilo, also known as Mad Mike, a.k.a. Mogasm. Hey, look out. We got that new project coming, Fatty Eddie's going to be in the house.
Coming through like the
What?
first of the month and bringing the pain.
You know what I'm saying, dude? I'm on this like jaundice.
I like that.
What are you doing, man? Where's your show?
So this show is on a nebulous level. We're doing a podcast about the world just going to shit. We're talking to people that are like-minded and are intelligent like you and the one and only Grant Stanley Newman, some other psychopaths. But essentially, we're talking to the people to get the real deal on what's happening to the world, the reality of it that people don't want to see when they have their heads buried in the sand like ostriches.
Oh, yeah, the shit's going down, dude. It's too late. We fucked it off.
I mean, it is the end of the world, but people...
Look at what's going on with Russia.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Dude, it's going on everywhere. It's
Nuclear
going on in our
bomb is gonna happen
backyard, front
soon.
yard. Look, let me sing you. Look, I'm going to give you a taste right now of the cut bad situation that's going to be on the new project, right? The last verse goes like this. Ooh, la-di-da-di, we sure like to party, and lately we've been throwing it down. That's it. Oh, damn, I forgot that part. But the sound goes, I will take the good on the left and the bad on the right and do the hokey pokey all around. Then blow the whole scene up to smithereens and bury it under the ground. We were given this place for the human race, but we wasted it before its time. And now we're getting a taste of what can't be replaced, and we're hung out on the line. It's a real damn shame this ain't a video game. You don't get to start it over again. What we got here is a bad situation. It looks like this is the end.
Now, before you go, finish this for me.
Yeah.
Things will be better in...
A little while.
There it is. Thank you, Fatty Eddie, for joining us on
The Doomsday Journal.
outlining the harsh ghetto times we're living in.
That's right, baby. Coming to you from the very top of the mountain in Mendocino.
God bless this great nation. Eddie, we're going to have you again as a
God
guest
bless
probably
America.
Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yeah,
but probably Wednesday because we'll be getting drunk on Tuesday.
exactly.
I was born ready.
We'll talk to you soon, Eddie. Godspeed.
All right.
Hugga-ga-ga-ga.
Journal forever.
Hugga-ga-ga-ga. All right, I think it's time for that mid-show pause.
We're going to cut the break, folks. Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are across the globe. You're listening to the Doomsday Journal with Mike and Mike, coming to you live from the 209. What is the craziest shit you've seen in these harsh ghetto times? The world is ending. I don't even care. What is the craziest shit you've seen? That is our topic tonight. Going to discuss drug addiction and crazy experiences in the state of California.
Now, I myself have seen some crazy shit, mostly involving homeless people and friends on drugs. But I'll never forget my friend, who will remain nameless, bringing home a homeless woman on the bus. We were both about 19. And he succumbed to his desires with this homeless woman, who in turn gave him some kind of VD in his throat, and he lost his voice. But I remember thinking to myself, the world is going to shit. When a 19-year-old man can bring home a homeless woman for sexual endeavors off the streets of downtown Santa Cruz, who was most likely ripe with disease, possibly the HIV, yes, the HIV, possibly the syphilis, maybe the herpes. Did he die? I don't know. Did he have blisters on his mouth? Yes. Did he lose his voice? Yes.
You hear this, folks? Get your rosaries out and start praying, because it's only going to get worse.
And that was the tip of the spear. That was back in 1999.
Look at now.
Before Y2K.
Almost everywhere you go, you cannot go anywhere without seeing some form of homeless individual.
Oh, California has become like this homeless nation.
It's a homeless camp. One big homeless camp.
Let me tell you about the Home Depot in Oakland. Not Emeryville, allegedly the most dangerous city in all of California.
Bullshit.
But Oakland. Now this Home Depot is surrounded like a tent city by homeless, an encampment surrounding the Home Depot. As you push your way and penetrate the labias of this encampment to get to Home Depot, you have to go through almost a yellow brick road of homelessness, drug addiction, and deadly vices. The meth is in the air we're breathing, people. The water is tainted. Even the honey is taking on a metallic taste. The end is near.
Have you ever felt, after being outside, you go inside, you feel a little tripped out, a little high? That's because there's drugs in the air, folks.
This is absolutely factual.
And not just from the homeless. They're spraying shit in the air, just causing mental illness, causing homelessness.
Oh, yeah.
Causing childhood psychosis.
I have fears of using a public toilet seat because I don't know whose syphilis-infected ass has sat there before me. Am I paranoid? No. These are real fears.
You ever got the butt herpes from sitting on a toilet seat?
I've heard about the butt herpes.
Where it's like pimples on your, perpetual pimples on your ass.
Yes. It's
perpetual acne.
It's scary stuff. I think Manuel Baca has that.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have it. Because that little thin sheet of paper, that doesn't protect you, folks. It
does nothing.
It's as useless as the mask we wear on our face.
That is on point. We are in year number... 2 of the COVID calamity.
And remember, folks, it was 2 weeks to slow the spread. And here we are, at 2 years.
The pandemic has no end in sight. It is a political tool to keep us with our heads in the sand, to keep us in line.
Now I interject. I interject because it is slowly coming to an end. We are going to talk more about that on our next segment on Wednesday, folks. We're going to talk about how UK is now ending all COVID restrictions and mask mandates and COVID passports.
An end to the tyranny and the leaders
lie. See, the globalists are now seeing that there's too much rebellion on these, too much pushback. So they are pulling back from the COVID narrative and
withdrawing.
Now they're going to go to the climate change lockdowns, folks.
Oh, yes, this is happening.
That'll be the next.
As we speak.
We're going to elaborate more on this on Wednesday.
Ice caps are melting, people.
And they're going to use that to lock us all up in the houses.
Can't drive your car.
They're going to shut down all the electricity,
carbon
all the power.
Footprints.
They're going to knock out the power grid, folks. Just slow down global warming. So be ready. Have emergency food on hand. Vitamins, minerals. Go to Infowars.com. He'll sell you some good stuff.
Stock up on distilled water.
Distilled water.
Top ramen.
I would invest in not only just distilled water. Get yourself a military grade water purifier, folks.
Oh, that's smart.
You can take a piss in this thing, and it'll make your piss water.
It will. You can actually... Yeah, this is a real thing. You can piss in this thing, and drink your urine endlessly, cleaning it over and over, and
Well,
living
won't
off
be
your
urine no more. Take all that toxins out, making it water again.
This is probably a good thing to have, people.
Probably
This
a
and
better
maybe-
thing to have than a water supply because you can literally pour beer. My friend was in the military. He showed me this thing. He poured a beer into this purifier, and just water came out, folks.
People, be ready. The end is coming. It's not a surprise. You've been warned. It's been discussed for the better part of a century. And denial is not just a river in Egypt, people. This isn't a joke. This isn't a pants-off party game. This is the end of the world as we know it. Now, the planet may keep spinning and rolling without humans on it, but we've gotten it to the point where we can't live on it ourselves. The food supply has gone to shit. The air is garbage. People are cannibalizing each other. Literally, socially, politically.
And we haven't seen the tip of the iceberg yet because when the supply chains get worse, when China cuts off all trade, once we go to war with Russia, food is going to be nowhere on the shelves, folks.
And the shelves are already
The
almost empty.
Bluetooth device
Like
is ready
Alex
to
Jones
pair.
says, I step out of my
Antoinette Baca.
on my porch. I'm sizing my neighbors up, seeing if
Antoinette Baca.
I step outside my porch and I'm considering eating my neighbors. I'm sizing up my neighbors to see if I'd be able to eat them or not.
Which is always a possibility.
My kids aren't going to starve.
Oh no, hell no. It is a dog-eat-dog world. And where I'm sitting, there just aren't enough dogs.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to try one more caller on the line. We're going to try to get Brisket on the line one more time to get his intake on homelessness and drug addiction and the craziest shit he has seen himself.
Eye-opening accounts in the 831.
Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Let's get Brisket on the phone. Yes, yes.
The astonishing tale will make you shit your pants. Like a bucka after a night of drinking.
That's a pretty good impression.
It's ringing. We might be in luck. These
And
tales
there's
are not
also-
embellished. Mike, what is the craziest homeless encounter you yourself have had?
Oh, while I was working again at the Manteca bowling alley, and this guy was coming to the parking lot talking to himself. He looked like Jesus. As a matter of fact, we used to call him Homeless Jesus. He looked like Manson and Jesus had a child together. But this guy was, we told him, hey, sir, we can't have you hanging around the parking lot. We gotta have you leave. He said, what? I said, you heard me, sir, you have to leave. He said, I'm not no bum. I'm with the CIA, motherfucker.
I'm not a bum. I'm with the CIA.
And then he dropped his pants and showed me his ass and started slapping his ass as he left the property. That is probably the most craziest homeless encounter I've seen besides the guy mindlessly masturbating like a zombie.
That is some crazy
Stucco
shit.
wall.
I feel like I've seen crazier homeless people in the mean streets of Santa Cruz than I have in the 209. But I haven't ventured too deep into places like Manteca or Stockton. But I'll tell you what. I'll never forget the first day that I worked in the 209 and being there at 5 in the morning at my place of business that will remain unnamed, being surrounded by 7 police cruisers because a homeless person had been either murdered or just fell on a knife the night before.
Wow. Well, looks like that's all the time we have tonight, folks. Until the next Doomsday Journal. And remember, stay ready, be prepared, and God bless America.
The Doomsday
Journal.
Oh no, hell no. It is a dog-eat-dog world. And where I'm sitting, there just aren't enough dogs.
You're such a mess.
All is quiet and beautiful this morning, she said delicately.